You had to wait a little bit longer than expected to defend your title on the streets of St. Pete. Are you ready to go back to back?
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to get down to St. Petersburg. It's come full circle for us. We tried to do this in March, and then we all got sent back home on that Friday before the race weekend. So I think it's very fitting for us to kind of wrap up our 2020 championship where we all tried to start things off. So it's a great weekend for us normally. One of my favorite tracks, favorite communities to go visit, and I think we're all looking forward to it.
So, what are some of the things about the track and the course that you like the most?
Well, certainly the atmosphere is a big one for me. I'm a competitor, so yeah, I look at the technical side of the racetrack. What's enjoyable about driving the car there. A street course is just crazy. You're confined to these really narrow lanes, and you're driving a 750 horsepower Indy car. You're doing 180 miles an hour on the straight, so that's just pretty wild. It's very fun and chaotic for a driver. But I think the atmosphere is kind of the overriding thing for me. It's just a really enjoyable weekend. Everyone that has a restaurant or a bar or owns a company is kind of involved, or even if you're just a citizen down there and living, about the event, you like it, and you go and support it. So the atmosphere is what always draws me in for this one.
Now, the IndyCar title, it's coming down to this final race. And I think it's happened 15 times that it's come down to the final race. It's you and Scott Dixon who are still in contention for the title. Do you like the pressure of it all coming down to this final race?
Well, it's different for us for sure. We're the ones chasing. We're a little bit behind, and Scott's defending. So I think the pressure is less on us. It's more on Scott. They've had a tremendously big points lead at multiple points throughout the year. We've dwindled it down. We've gotten a much closer here coming into the season finale, giving ourselves at least an opportunity to try and go win the race and maybe win the championship. So yeah, I think the pressure is high, but I think it's a little bit tougher on Scott. They've been leading all year, so to be able to lose it just on this last event is maybe something that's going to be weighing on them and maybe create an opportunity for us to capitalize on.
Now, would it mean even more for you to win it this year? Just thinking about how strange this year has been, how much adversity everybody has faced.
Oh, it would be incredible. I would be blown away if we won the championship this year. It would be the most memorable without a doubt. For more of the reasons than one. First off, it's been a tough year for everyone with the pandemic. It's thrown everyone's year kind of in a whirlwind, and you didn't know what you were going to get. Been pretty happy with what we've been able to put together. Really proud of everyone in IndyCar. But us personally, we've just had a really disappointing year in a lot of respects. There's, I think, multiple races where we could have won, and the result kind of got ripped away for one reason or another, and really put us in this points deficit. So if we're able to come back from a lot of the things that we've had to work through this year and win the championship, it would be a huge achievement for all of us. I know we'd be pretty pumped.
Penske's had a ton of success in the Grand Prix of St. Pete. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that this team is so good here?
Well, we've got good history, like you said. Always had good cars. I think a lot of it comes down to just our inherent street course race car. So we, in IndyCar, we race at a lot of different circuit types. St. Pete is a street course, like we talked about. Then you go to permanent road courses, which are not in city streets. And then you have short ovals and big super speedways like the Indianapolis 500. They're all different. So kind of all four configurations require a little different car package, and our street course package that we take to every street course has always been very, very strong. It's just good at making the car feel comfortable, and like I talked about, a street course is a lot more of a violent environment. It's city streets that people use every day. They're not manicured. It's not perfect. The car's not going to feel just perfect and beautiful everywhere like a super smooth racetrack on an oval or a road course. So I think if you have that really inherently strong race package, it helps you be good at a place like this.
So when everything happened with the pandemic early and this race got postponed, it wasn't for sure that it was going to be rescheduled. How excited were you when you found out that they were going to do this race and that it was going to be the finale this year?
I was very excited. We were all disappointed to be down there. Like I said before, St. Petersburg it's one of our favorite events. I think it's very popular amongst the teams, the drivers, certainly the series. We enjoy this event, and so when we had to leave and go home, it was really disappointing. And to be told that, hey, we're going to have an opportunity to go back and finish things where we tried to start was really gratifying. So I think it's going to be a popular race to end the year for sure.
Do you think there's any difference in the course from March to October? Is that a factor? I mean, it's kind of the same temperature. Do you think there's any difference?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think dramatically, just because temperature would be the biggest difference, and because it looks like it's going to be very similar to what we've seen in years past. I don't anticipate a large swing in performance one way or the other. I think Florida's pretty consistent. Certainly, spring versus fall is a good time to correlate together. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty normal. Always a tough event. We just because it's the same as what you would get in March doesn't make it easier, because we know what we're getting. It's still going to be a tough event to try and win. So we've got to be on it from the jump.
Does it seem like a lifetime ago that you guys were down here when getting ready to race the first time?
It does. This year seems like a lifetime. It's, sometimes I forget what day of the week it is, just because it's been such an up and down year, and you don't know what's going on half the time. And finally we're starting to get some clarity again. But just working through at least those first couple months when we basically packed up and went home from St. Pete, that felt like an eternity. And certainly now to get to this championship finale, it's been a ride. It has been a long ride, and it'll be hopefully a good celebration for us to wrap it up in a good way.